All right, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across the galaxy, we got some spicy topics to talk about today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. The biggest and deadliest Star Destroyer this galaxy's ever seen. Gary, can we bring down the screen? We got two areas of conversation today where the primary focus of this video, and probably the reason why you're clicking on it, is it looks like we might have a little bit of a teaser for what the future of Galaxy of Heroes is looking like. If you guys recalled, we had a data mine showing 6 marquee characters are coming in the next 1 to 2 months in Galaxy Heroes, and it's leaving us with a lot of questions. Are we going more into Mandalorian, or are we possibly going to be transitioning into the Bad Batch? And I think today we may have gotten our first possible teaser for what is to come, because Captain Rex is going to be the login word for Galaxy Heroes for April 2021. Now, it's usually a hit or miss, but I would say about 7 out of 10 times the login award pans out to mean something. For example, we had Sabine Wren and we had the Phantom, which were related to Sabine, and she got a minor rework, and we got more Mandalorian characters that came to Galaxy Heroes, that being Bo-Katan. You may have forgotten about her. Not much really happening with that girl right about now, but nonetheless, sometimes we get an indication for what the next thing that we're going to work with regarding the login award. And for April, it's going to be CT7567 Rex is our login award. And this is kind of perfectly timed because not too long ago as well, we got the trailer released for the Bad Batch coming out on May 4th, and a little bit of Captain Rex shows up at this trailer around 1 minute and 30 seconds. So this is now opening that conversation more and more that it looks like Bad Batch could be the next thing that we're working with in Galaxy Heroes, because as I said, we're kind of at that weird divide. We don't know where we're quite going, but we know there's a lot of new characters coming, and we kind of want to know what's the future looking like. And furthermore, we know that the new app icons for Galaxy Heroes, we saw this a while ago, are Clone Wars prequel related, with Grandmaster Yoda and Darth Maul being on the app cover around the corner here. So we'll have to wait and see. But I just want to put this out there because I'm already being tagged a ton. Arnold, is Captain Rex getting reworked? Is the 501st getting some new characters? Are we going to Bad Batch right now? Based on the login award and based on this TV show that's happening on May 4th, I want to kind of put my money down that I think we might be transitioning to Bad Batch. Because remember, we had Bad Batch revealed last year with Season 7 of the Clone Wars, and we didn't see anything really happen with it. We did not get any sort of Season 7 Clone Wars support in Galaxy Heroes or new characters whatsoever. And the Bad Batch was kind of a fan favorite coming out of Season 7, and nothing happened with those characters. But a year later, we're getting the Bad Batch TV show on May 4th, and this could be the time finally for us to dive into this particular era. And then the question comes up, will they be Galactic Republic? Will they be Empire? If you guys know the main premise of Bad Batch, it's supposed to be happening right after Order 66. And based off the trailer, I guess minor spoilers, there's Captain Rex, we'll go back to that moment. Based off the trailer, it seems like the Bad Batch is defecting for what is starting to be the beginning roots of the Empire. So we could be seeing a Galactic Republic Bad Batch faction, 6 marquee characters coming to Galaxy Heroes. That is a huge chunk of characters happening, and I think it's just kind of funny that this trailer happened the same time as this login award was announced today. And if we go to that 1 minute and 30 second mark, let's go back over there really quick here. It looks like we have Captain Rex right over here. So Captain Rex looks like he will be making an appearance in the Bad Batch. Again, this could also just be simply celebrating the fact that Bad Batch is around the corner and Captain Rex is there. But keep in mind, about 7 out of 10 times, maybe even 8 out of 10 times, I want to be a little bit more generous, this login award means something. So that's the first thing I want to point out right there, because with these big data mines showing all these characters coming, 6 marquee characters, well, we have a perfect round number of 5 with the Bad Batch, and that makes a perfect number of characters for a squad. We like to run with 5s in Galaxy Heroes, so it could be 5 of these potentially 6 marquee characters that SWGoH events Discord server data mine could be leading us to the Bad Batch. That's the first thing I want to point out there, because I know people are going to be asking loads and loads of questions. What my thoughts are on that? I'm thinking, just kind of reading the game, seeing this login award, seeing what's going on in Star Wars in general as a community in its entirety, it seems like Bad Batch is going to be the main focus. And I think Capital Games would be missing a huge opportunity if they don't add Bad Batch characters to kind of tie in with the hype of Bad Batch. They kind of did all right with Mandalorian Season 2. As we were in Mandalorian Season 2, we were getting new Mandalorian characters. Granted, a majority of them from season 1 of the Mandalorian TV show, but nonetheless, they were pretty good this past season with sticking with what's happening in the community in Galaxiers, kind of building off the hype, and a lot of people came to Galaxiers because they saw Beskar Armor Mandalorian. Sadly enough, he's not an amazing legendary. I digress. That's the first point of conversation. I think we might be seeing some Bad Batch around the corner here. 6 marquee characters. Man, that's just... that's a ton. But let's move on to our second point of topic here, and that is going to be the Conquest rewards. Now, let me just say this. I've been a huge advocate of Conquest. I love Conquest as its game mode. I'm hoping they tweak the schedule because right now we have just completed Exhibition. These first 2 rounds of Conquest that we had the past month were simply Exhibition, and we didn't start the official season 1 of Conquest here. Right now, their plans are 1 Conquest a month for 2 weeks. I feel like doing 2 Conquests a month is perfectly fine. I think 1 a month is going to be too little, and especially seeing the rewards, which are kind of trash. Gear grind in this game is so painful compared to other games there. We're going to talk about the gear grind in a moment, but I just want to preface this. I love Conquest. I think it's about an 8 out of 10. A couple more tweaks, we can easily get it to 10 out of 10. I've shared tons of feedback already in videos with you guys, what my thoughts are in regards to Conquest, but let's take a look at the rewards here. Now, difficulty, we'll have to wait and see if they're going to tweak it. The difficulty seems to be at a good spot so far. Regarding hard mode, I've seen tons of people share their successes. Being around 4 million GP, they were able to max out Conquest hard mode. Fantastic. The difficulty could be amped up, but I feel like normal difficulty is in a good spot. Hard difficulty is in a good spot. It's not crazy bang your head against the wall difficult, but it gives you a good challenge. And working with the data disc, a lot of people have been making it work with 4 million GP. And I'm hoping they add an easy mode for people that aren't going to have big rosters. We're talking like under 1 million GP, so they can at least have some fun in Conquest. Regardless, difficulty seems to be sufficient and not overbearing in this game mode, which is great. However, even though I love this game mode, the rewards are just so bad. This is the maximum crate. Of course, the biggest things in my opinion, let's start off with the good. The Razor Crest shards, 44 blueprints, fantastic. We're gonna be on our way to getting the Razor Crest on time, like a lot of the other top players out there. And the mod materials, fairly good. Mod materials, Razor Crest shards, those are really the biggest highlights in my opinion so far. But then we get to the gear. The gear is just so painful. Inside of this game, 2 weeks of effort, and if they're planning on this being only a once a month occasion, imagine 2 weeks of playing Conquest, you're working hard, you got the max crit, and you're only getting 15 stun guns. 15 stun guns for that much effort of work. Let me just put out a few pieces of feedback. I'm not just gonna complain and be kind of a narcissistic gamer here. I want to give some very helpful feedback. If you're gonna be very stingy with the gear, it would be great. Luckily, we did get Mark 5 stun guns instead of Mark 4. That was good. We happened to get the luck of the draw, and we got what we needed. I would love, if they're only going to let you get so little of gear, it would be great that when you open up this reward crate, that you can pick what 15 pieces of gear do you want from the individual sub crates that are in there. So if you, let's say you don't need Carbantes, but you need stun guns, you can go ahead and select 15 of them. Or let's say I don't need these pieces right here. I would rather redeem more stun guns or another sort of gear 12 piece. I wish there wasn't so much randomness when it comes to gear and so little. This is just simple stuff I feel like can be done. Of course, I would love fully crafted pieces of gear. That would be to the moon, but at the minimum, if you're gonna just give us such a small amount of rewards, it would be great, especially only once a month and such limited rewards. It would be great if they gave us the opportunity to personally select what rewards that we wanted. Otherwise, love the game mode, but the rewards, man, are a little stingy, and I'm just hoping that maybe these are just exhibition rewards and they're gonna make some changes down the road. Of course, it's nice having the arrow magnifiers. I do understand if you guys haven't seen this before, I'll leave a link down below in case you're trying to make that decision. How far should you go in normal mode or hard mode? There was a graphic made by Cyber Joe. Leave a link down below to this graphic right here. And as you see, there's this correlation where the higher the prize box you get in hard mode, the less gear you're getting and the more relic pieces you get. Now, we had a little discussion about this in the past. This kind of makes a little bit of sense for a player like me that's over 8 million, which is such a small fraction of the player base. Once you're at that massive a roster, you really don't care as much about gear. You care more about relics and mods at that point. But as we're saying, people 4 million are able to max out this hard mode, so that logic doesn't really apply perfectly. People who are in 4 million, they still have a massive demand for Carbanthes, stun cuffs, and stun guns. And as you see here, as you get higher and higher with the higher crates, you're getting less and less gear and a little bit more of the higher end relics, such as the arrow magnifiers and the Zimbital cards and whatnot. So this is kind of, I have a feeling this might create some sort of perverse interaction. You want to encourage people to get the higher crate, but if there's not going to be a lot of good gear associated and you want better chance at other gear like stun guns or other gear 12 pieces, it seems kind of illogical in a way to get a smaller crate or a lower end crate. And I don't know if that's the type of behavior Capital Games really wants to encourage. They should want you to go as far as possible inside of Conquest. And as I said, really for me personally, as I'm seeing this, these Razor Crest shards are really the biggest highlight for me personally. And of course, all of the gear material and of course the mod material and the arrow magnifiers are kind of the biggest highlight for me. But I think these rewards, they've been talking a big game for so long that they're going to ease up on the gear crunch. And the Chirotechs are going to make the other gear less of a crunch. And that was far from the truth. We haven't truly seen a way to ease up on gear crunches and gear walls that were invented multi-years ago. I'm talking 4 years ago. Carbanthes and stun guns, that was almost a year one gear gate, and it's still a problem to this day. I really feel like at the end of the day, one of the easiest solutions to make this work better is just let people pick gear. Give them, say, all right, you can pick 50 pieces of gear. I don't know, let's just start off with that number. Pick any assortment you want that's going to help out your roster. So it's targeted progress, and especially if it's only once a month or 2 weeks of work and you're getting little rewards, I feel like this is really going to pull back a little bit from the enjoyment, because you should be excited for once you get these rewards. You should be excited that you got the maximum crate with such a smaller roster, and that's a big accomplishment. The rewards aren't quite matching that, except the Razor Crest shards, and we're practically over halfway through unlocking it. So about 2 more conquests, I suspect we should have this Razor Crest finally unlocked for testing. But it's great to hear people are enjoying this game, and it's awesome to hear that this isn't really gating a lot of people from getting the maximum crate rewards. So you guys have been killing it. You've been dominating this game, and what else would I expect from the finest people of our empire? That's gonna wrap up our video today. Let me know your thoughts down below on the Captain Rex Login Awards. Bad Batch coming to Galaxy of Heroes! Exclamation mark, question mark. We'll have to wait and find out. And of course, let me hear your thoughts about Conquest rewards. Are you satisfied? Are you dissatisfied? What would you do to make the Conquest rewards a little bit more enticing? Or just tell me I am wrong and they're fine the way they are. Like, comment down below on all your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And as we always love to say around here, whew, Gary, tell them it's great to be in the Empire today. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace out.